portrayed as the next Rajinikanth, right? So Rajinikanth, we know his political downhill.
That is what the major mistake he committed, and I humbly believe that Mr. Vijay also committed the same mistake.
And it is also important that the strategist or the brain behind this party,
He challenged in the court. So
he was behind the Babri Masjid, the destruction.
Ram Mandir will not create a single vote. When Mr. Cho recommended Mr. Narendra Modi,
Is there a clear line drawn?
yes, that there was a say from Mr. Anna, was ex-chief minister of Tamil Nadu, வடக்கு வாழ்கிறது தெற்கு தேய்கிறது.
Hello and welcome to Chanakya English for our Pandey Politics with none other than Rangaraj Pandey sir. Welcome sir. Last week our Thalapathy Vijay, right, our current superstar really, he has
In Tamil Nadu,
yes, he has given a name to his party, Tamilaga Vetri Kalagam, which really means Tamil's victory club, right? We can probably translate it that way. And he's not done anything but named the party, and he said he's not going to do anything till 2026 elections.
Till 24 parliament elections. They are going to contest the 2026 elections.
Correct.
So they will not be participating in 2024 elections.
Correct. They will not participate. Correct. So here's the thing. Vijay sir is one of the highest paid actors in India, not just Tamil Nadu, and he is also portrayed as the next Rajinikanth, right? So Rajinikanth, we know his political downhill, that the way it went. Is it possible that Vijay could also follow that footsteps?
See, if you call Mr. Vijay as next Rajinikanth, I should ask, in the film fraternity or political fraternity?
Film fraternity.
Yeah.
In film fraternity, he is known as the next Rajinikanth,
yeah.
But is he going to be the same next Rajinikanth in politics?
No, that's very negative, pessimistic way to deal with. See, what will happen to whom? That is only Taqdeer, we call it destiny.
Correct.
And the attempt he is making is very genuine.
Okay.
But we can fix what went wrong and what could have been done in a better way. That according to me, if at all he want to contest in 2026 Tamil Nadu Assembly election directly, he shouldn't have announced his party name and launching the party by now. Because
you're saying he should have done it earlier or waited?
Later. Unknowingly, you have referred the superstar Rajinikanth. The same mistake he committed. He said around 2017 that I am going to enter politics. Then in 2019 he said we will launch the party, but we will contest in the assembly election. We will not contest the parliament election, Lok Sabha election. This is what exactly he said. Of course, he has not announced his party name and all, but he was completely keen on that. We were aware that everything was going on right. But he said that that party will not contest in 2019 Lok Sabha election, but they will contest in 2021 assembly election of Tamil Nadu. That is what the major mistake he committed, and I humbly believe that Mr. Vijay also committed the same mistake. Because once you launch your party, then there is an election and you will not be part of that. Then things are already settled without you.
Correct.
So there might be some opposition, there might be some ruling party, there might be some winner, there might be some loser, and everybody will settle with their own vote percentage. I may get 5%, you may get 35%. Though all the 100% is settled. So what is the need of somebody else, who is not at all in the fight? And then I will say I will come in the next round. The fight is on.
Correct.
So what, of course, I don't know who suggested, and I might be worked on some auspicious day and all. So that might be the reason, because cinema is a very sentimental industry, and so that because his father as well as he is from the same industry, so he might be very much sentimental, because looking for some particular dates and all. So the same challenges which Rajinikanth sir faced, he is going to face, because in 2026 assembly election he is going to contest. Then it means he will have only one election to prove himself.
Okay.
Whereas in Tamil Nadu we have a party called Nam Tamlar Katchi that was launched in 2016. They contested 3 elections till now: 2016 assembly election, 2019 Lok Sabha election, 2021 assembly election. They are completely losing the ground and they are not getting any single seat, but they are increasing their vote share. 1.5%, 3.5%, 7.5%, they are increasing, they are doubling the vote percentage. So they have nothing to lose. It's a new party, and the founder of the party is a little known film director called Seeman. So in the film industry was not that much successful blockbuster director like Mr. Vijay's father S.A. Chandrasekhar or K.S. Ravikumar or Shankar or Mani Ratnam. Is not that much blockbuster director, but he was a known director, little known inside Tamil Nadu only. When he is launching a party, he has nothing to lose. But a superstar like Vijay, when he is launching the party, then he is having a lot of challenges. He has to prove, and he has to prove in only one ball. He is having only one ball, and in that ball he has to push 6. So he cannot have a 4 runs or 3 runs or 2 runs or single run. You cannot say that I played the ball, I got 1 run. No, you have to play the ball, and that's the last ball, and you have to make it 6. That is the challenge he is going to face, because he is superstar. See, and one more major thing is that a actor and star joining a party is entirely different from starting a party.
Correct.
When M.G. Ramachandran, the Puratchi Thalaivar, the supreme star of that period,
part of DMK.
So he was from DMK. He was a disciple of Kamaraj, and he joined Anna party, DMK. Then only he floated his own party when he was not given a berth in the cabinet. Yes. So then he got a huge political experience. That's what he was contested in assembly election and became MLA also. And he was chairperson of a small savings scheme of Tamil Nadu. So he was in a lot of positions also. So he was having a huge experience. Even Miss Jayalalitha, she was a part of AIDMK, and she been Rajya Sabha MP, and she contested the election. So she was having a very good experience. And when MGR was not there, she was able to claim that we were the original AIDMK party, and she contested, and she surpassed the widow of Mr. MGR, Mrs. Janaki. Yes. So all these things happened with the political experience. Mr. Rajinikanth was not having it. Mr. Vijay is not having it. So, of course, Kamal Haasan also not having it. Yes. What happened to Kamal Haasan's party? He is the greatest actor of this century. Yes. I can challenge it not only in Tamil Nadu but also in India, and we can claim with all humility, throughout the world there is very, very few people who can match his excellence in acting on screen.
Extremely high fan base.
On screen. But off screen and ground reality and politics is entirely different. Now, Mr. Kamal Haasan is longing for DMK alliance and dealing for 1 or 2 Lok Sabha seats. What he claimed when he launched this party, he said, I am going to challenge both the Dravidian parties. I am going to be the alternative. So that has to start from us. So we are the boss. So he was saying that I distance from both the parties. Now he leaning towards the DMK.
Which is exactly what Vijay is saying too, right?
So that is the thing. So when you join some party, that's a different game. When you start a party, that's an entirely different game. Even now, Mr. Vijay is saying in his first notification that he is going to fight against the Madhwad and the Jadiwad, that caste politics and religious politics. And he is going to fight against the scams and scandals. This is very common one that every other party will say.
And is it right for Vijay to talk about this? Because he recently had that Rolls-Royce tax evasion issue, right? So he was trying to get away from the taxes.
That is a different case. He bought a Rolls-Royce car.
Correct.
That tax was levied on him. And he contested in the court. Every individual has the right to fight in the court on your right. So it is not, if at all he says that the tax is heavy, the levy, what they levied is very heavy, then I want the rebate or I cannot pay this, because he is putting some examples that they were given less tax, they were given no tax, and also, so I also entitled for this. He is fighting a case.
But he got to a point where he didn't pay for a couple of years, and then he got to court.
That is what I am saying. He challenged in the court. So I think everyone has to see, somebody can come, some IT people can come and raid a person's house. They may say that you have not paid the tax. Then he can challenge in the court. Only the court has to decide whether he has to pay it or not.
Okay.
Mr. Rajinikanth was also caught in a IT challenge, where IT sent him one notice that he has to pay this much amount. He challenged in the court that for last 4 years he was not having any film and all. So they have automatically calculated that in the previous year he was having this much revenue, and this year also he may have this much revenue. So you have to pay this much tax also. That was an assumption he challenged in the court. Later, when the circular was there from income tax, that if the tax amount was lesser than this amount, we need not to put a case and waste our money, so we can withdraw the case. So by in that scheme, they withdraw the case against Rajinikanth. So it is every individual's right to fight against that taxation system. So it is not that you are evading, it is not that he is having the Rolls Royce as is known to everyone. When it was registered, you have to have a registration number, then it was with the RTO. So what he got is in open. He was reluctant to pay the tax which was levied, and it's his right. So even in GST council, the states are fighting that this tax is very heavy, this tax should be less. So you cannot blame that somebody is challenging the tax department, then he is not law-obeying citizen. It is not so. So that's a separate case.
Okay.
Then, but what he says that I am going to fight the scandal and scams, and going to find the religionism and casteism, that is very, very common.
Correct.
Only when he fixes his enemy by naming them, by naming the party, he will get his friends and foes.
Okay.
Otherwise, he will not going to mark any difference. Only when you pick up, see what happened in 1967 in Tamil Nadu. There was Congress party which was leading, the Kamaraj was there, Bhaktavatslam was there, Rajaji was there. The Congress was leading as everywhere throughout India. When Mr. Anna came and started his Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam party, the Congress was the Congress left the the government fallen, and DMK came to power in 1967. When DMK was in power, Congress was not in a position to challenge it. So they were continuously getting the power, the people's mandate. Then AIDMK started. That challenged DMK. Even now we have Congress in Tamil Nadu. But when they lost in 1967, till then they were unable to come to power back. So when AIDMK came, that challenged DMK, and that came to power. When MGR was alive for consecutive 3 elections, DMK was not able to come to power. When Jayalalitha was alive for consecutive 2 elections, DMK was unable to get to power. So it was only ADMK which challenged DMK. It is DMK which is challenging ADMK. Now DMK is in power in Tamil Nadu. So the bipolar politics is there in Tamil Nadu. So we have to see whether Mr. Vijay is capable of challenging both the parties at a time. So he can, because as I mentioned in 1967, both the parties were there, DMK as well as Congress. Then 4 to 5 years later, MGR started his own party. Then he surpassed Congress and challenged DMK, and he surpassed DMK too. So we have to see, as I said, Mr. Seeman of Naam Tamil Katchi is having 7.5%, and BJP may have anywhere around 12 to 13% as now, because it is a Lok Sabha elections, and Vidudhai Chiruthaikal Thirumalan is having 2 MPs and 4 MLAs. So lot of parties they have to surpass, and only then they can challenge ADMK and DMK.
And it is also important that the strategist or the brain behind this party is also a key person, right? Because we don't know who that is going to be, and also would his relation with his father, S.A. Chandrasekhar, the director, also affect the whole scenario?
See, the difference was between Mr. Vijay and his father, film director Mr. S.A. Chandrasekhar, was not on entering politics, but on when to enter politics. So they were having dispute. Mr. S.A. Chandrasekhar's point was, when there were no Jayalalitha and no Karunanidhi scenario arised, immediately then he should have launched the party, because only then the vacuum was felt. only then people were longing for Mr. Rajinikanth. So now the vacuum has been filled by Edapadi Palanichammy as well as Mr. Stalin. So now there is an opposition party, AIDMK, there is a ruling party, DMK. Whether they will win or lose, that is a separate game. But the chairs are occupied. So now you are going to create your own space, then you have to bring them back and you have to occupy that particular chair because the chair is not empty now. On that day of 2017, there was no Jayalalitha, there was no Karnataka. So the vacuum was there. Not in the now present case. Now everything is filled and now we have BJP is very aggressive and there. And of course, as I said, NTK is also very aggressive and very alive. So people may differ that, okay, whether Vijay is having a space or not. So
correct.
If at all there is a space which he is willing to create, it's going to be very hard. Why Mr. Chiranjeevi was unable to succeed? He was a superstar there.
Yes.
Why Mr. Shivaji Ganesan was unable to succeed? He was a superstar on that his period. Just because there should be a vacuum. And the second one, you should be so much tactical to reach the common man and win their heart. Winning their heart through screen is entirely different from winning the heart through ground reality and as a politics. That is entirely different game. That is going to be the challenge.
Is there a possibility that BJP could have planted Vijay to do this?
Why should they do? When you are running your own company, a textile company, selling sarees and all, why you should make another company?
I guess.
Sorry?
Break the votes.
Break the votes, you will be the ultimate loser. If at all Vijay
but he's attacking the...
If at all Mr. Vijay is gaining, you will be the loser.
But he's
you
attacking
only
the
planted...
Dravida group, right?
Okay, why you are not telling that? Why you are not challenging them? Why you are not... See, now Tamil Nadu BJP as well as National BJP is very much confident about Tamil Nadu BJP. Both the branches are very much confident about themselves. So floating in another party and which is going to challenge you also and which is going to cause damage, you might be aware, AIDMK of Jayalalitha era was the first challenge of BJP. If at all Mr. Rajinikanth floated a party, BJP will be the first loser.
Yes.
So these are all identical votes.
Yes.
So BJP will never do that such of mistakes. They can have some B teams and all, which can cause damage to opposition, but they cannot cause their own damage. No, that will be a disaster. They are already in a growing mode. They have not got the seat yet. Then how they can have their own disaster? So that is very premature and amateur idea. Okay. They will, and he is very clear. Of course, you might be aware, Mr. Vijay's father is from Christian background. His mother is a Hindu.
Yes.
So he is already having a mixed relationship. So he can focus to grab both the votes.
Yes.
Whereas BJP is known as a Hindutva party, and he will not be. He will be a soft Hindu. He will focus himself as a soft Hindu who is ready to accept all the religions. So he will say that I have a Christian blood, I have a Hindu blood. That means I have an Indian blood.
But could he be a good face for BJP?
See, whether he could be a good face for BJP, that question arises only when he joins BJP. That is what I said. Joining a party is entirely different from floating a party. That's what I said. If Rajinikanth sir entered BJP as a party person, then that will be a huge added value advantage to BJP. But floating a new party, that also going to be went as a challenge. That's why he quit the politics. So he was aware what the pain he is going to face. And people started that you are from Karnataka, how you can float a party? So he started, when every household was claiming that superstar is my brother, superstar is my Talaivar, superstar is my everything, when he was an actor.
Yes.
When he wanted to show his political face, the Tamil Nadu divided into two. Yes. Somebody accepted him, somebody opposed him. Yes. So he doesn't want to say, he said, we are in the last segments of life, so we should be a good friend to everyone. So that is why he decided not to contest the political, because this is an ugly war. This is not going to be a gentleman's game. It is not a cricket that you are going to play. It is not a gentleman's game. It's an ugly war. So everything will happen. Anything may happen. So that was the case here. So Mr. Vijay is ready for that, and we have to face how he is going to do that. And I seriously believe he has committed a mistake by launching the party by this time and skipping the Lok Sabha election. But of course, it was a mistake. Any mistake can be corrected in future. For that, you have to do doubling your speed and all. After the May 2024, the results will be there. Somebody will be there in central, somebody will be there in the state. So again, every numbers will be fixed. All the 40 seats, including Puducherry, will be filled. Then where he is going to find his space is the game.
Okay. The next question I wanted to talk about was L.K. Advani ji. He was conferred with the Bharat Ratna this year, in addition to Karpuri Thakur. So I think it looks like it's two politicians who are being given the Bharat Ratna this year. Many people like OAC, right? Asaduddin OAC from AMM, they're saying things like he was behind the Babri Masjid, the destruction.
Yes.
So that lots of lives were lost when he did that Rath Yatra. So really, when so many lives are lost, when something terrible has happened in the country, is he worth the Bharat Ratna? That's one view. Another view is from Akhilesh Yadav from Samajwadi Party. He's saying this is all vote related. So they are doing this purely for votes, to secure the votes they have got from the Ram Mandir construction. And also there was one other person from BJP, I can't remember the name correctly, but he was saying that Advani initially was looked at as the person behind Modi's entrance into this stature that he is in today, but he was neglected all these years. Now suddenly he is being given a Bharat Ratna. Where is it all coming from, sort of thing? So why all these viewpoints, and what is your
why all these viewpoints means they are entitled to their own viewpoints. So we are not questioning why they are viewing.
Maybe let me restate that question. What is the perspective?
I'm getting it. I'm getting your question. First, let us split into three. First, Mr. Owaisi's point. See, small correction in your question, that he was not, under Mr. Owaisi's point, he was not the reason for the demolition of the Babri Masjid. But his aim was to build a Ram Mandir there.
Yes.
That is what the core idea of RSS, BJP, VHP, all Hindutva aims, and they were entitled to do so. So, Ram Mandir was there 500 years ago. In Babri era it was demolished and masjid was built, and for a few years there were some prayers, and for a few long years there was no prayers and all. So it was in the conflict, and the complete in law that was called as a controversial structure. That was the term they were using. So the mosque was there, and we were all aware that previously the temple was also there. That was proven by the ASI things also. So the Archaeological Survey of India surveyed the land, and they came up with the proof that there was a temple without any doubt. That was clear. Yes. And that was endorsed by ASI in Congress period. In Manmohan Singh, when Manmohan Singh was. That was endorsed by Allahabad High Court, that was endorsed by Supreme Court of India, that was endorsed by 5 judges bench, which included a minority judge also. We should not call judges as from minority community or majority community, but just to give some clear picture, we are saying that even from those community, they were all unanimously there. So Mr. Advaniji's Rath Yatra was made to build Ram Temple, not to demolish Babri Masjid. Babri Masjid might have been demolished in a legal way, but the emotions went on, and of course in state there was Kalyan Singh's government, UP BJP government. In central there was a Congress government. Then when the Rath Yatra was very open, so it was not a secret mission, no, it was an open mission. When Mr. Lalu Prasad was Chief Minister in Bihar, he was able to stop the Rath Yatra and arrest Mr. Advani. Why the central government has not stopped him? Why the central government has not stopped gathering the public in the UP and the Ayodhya for Kar Seva? They were fixed the date for Kar Seva. They throughout India, including from Tamil Nadu, they were sending the bricks, and they were sending people. People were going there, and the central government of India, which was led by Congress, Mr. Narasimha Rao, they were aware. Why didn't they stop? So, if at all the Congress government wanted to stop demolition, they might have. But they want to put it an end, because they know that because of the Babri Masjid issue and Ram Temple issue, the BJP is getting momentum. From from the public. So they want to, Mr. Narasimha Rao, who is a very beautiful Chanakya also, he thought that we can put an end by demolishing this, that then futurely if they will not have any claim that we will build Ram Mandir, we will have, that's not going to happen. So if the masjid was demolished, their problem is solved, and that will create a huge anger against the BJP, and that will be the end of their political era. That is what his miscalculation was. So here in Advaniji's case, he was for Ram Mandir. Even our current Prime Minister, Mr. Prime Modi, is also was for Ram Mandir. The whole Hindu community throughout India, you can say 120 crore of Indian Hindu communities willing for that Ram Mandir. In what way is the different? The demolition happened in a illegal way. It was not acceptable by any law-abiding citizen. So that is a separate case. But the Ram Mandir was built in a proper way, in a legal way, with the approval of the endorsement of Supreme Court. So being an initiator of that great thing, and you might be aware, Ram Mandir issue was not found by BJP. Neither it was initiated by RSS. It was initiated by Ayodhya people. The case is the Supreme Court, the case itself is more than 150 years. The issue is more than for 500 years. Where was the RSS before 500 years? Where was the BJP 150 years before? So it was not, they understood the feeling and emotion of Hindu community, and they joined, and being a political party, they were focused and they became the central attraction. So Advaniji's idea was to build Ram temple, and by God's grace everything went well, and they succeeded. So now they are giving the Bharat Ratna to him. And you should remember one thing, Mr. Advani is not conferred the Bharat Ratna just because of the Ram Mandir issue. He is a real veteran leader. We used to call veteran leader. He is the real veteran leader. Born in Pakistan, current day Pakistan, and the United India, which was in Karachi and also, and the pure nationalistic. He joined RSS in very his teenagers. And he was patriotic, and he was never given up anything, and he was Deputy Prime Minister of India, he was Home Minister of India. He contributed a lot of things to the growth of India. So, and he was very diplomatic. He was number 2 to Mr. Even though he was an equal leader of Mr. Vajpayee, he was subservient to Mr. Vajpayee. So he is a very, very, very great tall leader with all humility. He never portrayed himself. I will finish this question with only one point. When Mr. Cho recommended Mr. Narendra Modi instead of Advani in the same dais where both were there, that if at all a situation arises, we can even choose Mr. Narendra Modi rather than Advani, he said on the open forum. It was Mr. Advani who said, it is a country like, only in a country like India, the fathers will feel very happy by hearing some good words, good praising words about their son. If at all Modi is praised for all, means I am the first person to feel very happy. It doesn't mean that you are surpassing him, you are overthrowing me. It is not in the case. That sort of humility that gentleman was having. So Mr. L.K. Advani is a tall leader of country. So conferring him Bharat Ratna is no way lesser than anyone, because even our Sachin Tendulkar was also conferred with Bharat Ratna, who was completely paid for all his games and all. With all respect, he's a great leader of a great player of our era, and without any doubt, he's a master blaster and nothing less than about him. But when a cricket player can be conferred with Bharat Ratna, a national player like Advaniji, certainly he has to be. Then whether Bharat Ratna award for Mr. Advani will yield vote, means it will not give even a single vote added more than what they can deserve. It is not at all, even I am telling you one more point, even Ram Mandir is not a voting pattern. It will not create even Ram Mandir will not create a single vote. Because at least 2 more months are there, people will think about something else.
Not even the bringing together of the Hindus and...
So they all already brought together, they already voted. Ram Mandir vote is already given to BJP. That was exhausted, that was spent. So it is, you cannot reinvent it, that was spent. So that is what happened in 2019. When 2014 they were able to secure their government. In 2019 they promised for a Ram temple, so that because people were believing that he will build Ram temple, they voted him. So that vote already exhausted. Now 2024 you have to pick some new thing to get some votes. So that is what he is saying, Vikshit Bharat and Vishwa Guru and all. This came now. So not in 2019, not in 2014. So 2014 bringing back the good governance, Suraj. So there was completely scam and scandals and also bringing the nation to limelight. That was their effort in 2014. So giving Bharat Ratna to Mr. Advani, building Ram temple is not going to give any more vote. That is not going to, that's not at all an election matter at all. So that Congress has not taken it up. If at all it is a voting point, Congress will challenge that. Congress would have challenged that. See, this is a goodwill gesture. Ram Mandir temple, yes, everybody will say that, okay, Ram Mandir has to be there. If Advani is conferred with Bharat, okay, he is a tall leader and their BJP is ruling and obviously they will give, there is no surprise. That's it. So, Advani was given Bharat Ratna, so I will vote for BJP. Some Congress person will start voting to BJP. Ram Mandir was built, so Congress MLAs will switch over to BJP. That's not going to, this is not a political game. And the last point, as you mentioned, some BJP leader was saying that he was not given prominence for all these 10 years. Suddenly now they are saying, ruling a country is entirely different. For that, even in that situation of 2014, when the complete whole country was filled with scams and scandals, every year by year there was a new scam. So others building or whatever it is, everywhere, even in ISRO there was a lot of complaints and also everywhere coal scams and 2G scam, every day there was a new scam. So bringing back the glory of India and putting it in a streamline, so that was a huge challenge. For that you need a horse which will run like a tiger, so or cheetah. So you cannot expect just a gentleman there. So Mr. Manmohan Singh was also a gentleman. He was a good man, no scam on him and no blame. But what happened in his regime, that's a separate game. So you need a different dimensional leadership, which was with Mr. Modi. So not making Advani as a Prime Minister, but making Mr. Modi as a Prime Minister, that was not his own call. He cannot take the call. No, BJP as a whole party supported that idea. RSS endorsed that idea first. Only then he could be the face of the party. So that was with, of course, Mr. Advani was not happy with that. And this is the Modi style. Mr. Advani resigned from the party membership twice against Mr. Modi, against promoting Mr. Modi. In particular, to be made more particular, against promoting any individual. So he was of old era politician. He said, we are a party with difference. We are ideological party. We should not promote any individual. That was the case till then. But BJP and RSS was smart enough to smell the change happening in country, and independents are taller than ideology. They were aware. Even if it is an independence movement, you need a Gandhi there. Even if it is Indian National Congress, you need Indira Gandhi there. So it is about individuals than the ideology. So they started promoting Modi ji with complete consciousness and awareness. So it is not that Advani ji was discriminated and he was sidelined. Now he suddenly, it was a conscious call taken by there should be only one sword in a thing.
Okay. The next topic moving on to is the Karnataka Congress issue, where D.K. Shivakumar's brother, the Deputy CM's brother, D.K. Suresh, has made a statement that they are not getting enough funds from the central, right, and that they want a separate country if this continues, that, you know, if they don't get the funds. Having said that, I mean, is it a Congress motive to do this, things like this, where, you know, asking for a separate country, or why would a politician end to that kind of scenario?
This is the great disaster, and this is why the Congress is losing their vote. They are not understanding but blabbering a lot of things like this. Even Mr. Rahul Gandhi to some extent bought this idea. In his parliament speech, he was endorsing the DMK's current ideology of it is union of government. It is not India as a whole one. It is a union of states. Sri Ambedkar ji is clearly spoken elaborately on how the country is made. It is not made of states. It is the only for the convenience of the governance we have created states. When India got independence, it was having only 14 states. Now more than 28, more doubled almost, and union territories also. Yes. So what happens? That itself clearly shows if central government wants to create a new state, or in other ways, if you want to, the central government want to split a state, they can do at any point of time. They have the right for the governance, easy governance. We very recently we saw Telangana and all, and in Vajpayee period we saw Chhattisgarh, Uttarakhand, Jharkhand also. Yes. So lot of new states can come. Even now Uttar Pradesh is longing for from 3 to 4 states. Even West Bengal people are there legislating for the separate states and all. So splitting a state is an entirely different game. But asking for a separate country, and even this request and idea is not a new one for India. The DMK was found on a separate country itself, the Dravida Nadu. They wanted to have a separate Dravidian country. When the China war came and when some new legislation came, they dropped it and they fall in line and they completely accept the constitution of India. They left the idea. But when such words are uttered by a congressman, who they claim that we only got freedom to India, we only the and Mr. Mahatma Gandhi was also our leader, and when they claim lot of tall things and such thing coming from their own thing is very, very unfortunate. That is why they are losing the confidence of common man. Okay. If there is a tax differences, you can address it, you can challenge it, you can fight for it, and you go to public and you can form your own government, you can make a BJP to fall in line. You have 1,000 ways. But asking for a separate country, in what way? I will tell one different example. If some district in Karnataka, say that we are giving lot of If Bengaluru, the headquarters of Karnataka, started saying, the Bengaluru district people started, we are the most tax-paying citizens of Karnataka. You want a separate but you are paying all this to some other districts, and our money going to that particular districts. Why you should giving our own money? Then if we are giving 100 rupees as a tax, you give back all the 100 rupees for us. Then how you will support the other districts, poor districts? Correct. So, if at all, if you see as a state, you have to support the whole state. So, somewhere you will get more tax, somewhere you will get less tax. You have to support and balance everyone.
The strategist, Prashant Kishore, actually he made a statement that in the south, the amount of money used for elections is much more than the north.
Not by the government, but by the parties.
Yes, by the parties. In which case, is that another reason why that I don't know if this budget controlling?
I don't see any common factor between the both, because the amount spent in elections, which is very huge, is by the parties, political parties, not by the government. Government is spending the same money everywhere. So there we have electronic voting machines and the transportations and security.
This is all the same budget, right?
Same budget, everywhere is common one. So that is not going to make you that this Mr. Prashant Kishore Pandey said, that is about the political party spending for the to get the votes. That's a separate case. Here he is talking about the tax. We are giving 100 rupees as tax. You are giving back 50 rupees as our own goodwill things. There is a huge discrimination. This is what UP and Bihar is spending less money, but they are getting more money. This is what the point. The point may be valid. That's a separate case. Of course, we can go into very detail, but this may not be interested to common man. GST is very clear. The GST Council is very clear. What the GST is split into two. One SGST and CGST. SGST for state GST, CGST for central GST. What they are getting as a SGST is completely going 100% going to state. Nobody can touch that. Separate case. Even in most of the percent, at least not than 40.
Is there a clear line drawn?
Yes. That is why it is called SGST. If you get as a tax 100 rupees, 50 rupees of that is state GST. You can automatically get it, nobody is going to give or take. It is your share, it's already with you. State GST is already with you, nobody can touch central or GST, nobody. Even in CGST, there is no separate land for central government, no. So they are, even in that also, they are giving almost 40 to 45% to the states again. So that is how they do. And as our Honorable Finance Minister just one day back told in the Parliament that this cannot be decided by a Finance Minister. This was clearly determined by GST Council as well as Finance Commission. So that the Finance Commission goes to every state and they discuss with the state and they inquire how much money you spend, for what are all the schemes, how much money you give. So in only by calculating all these, they fix that we can give this much percent, 42.5%, 52.5%, whatever the percentage is given. That was fixed by Finance Commission. Finance Commission when goes to every other state, but case by case it is fixing. So separate case. As I told you earlier, want to repeat it once again. If at all one particular district of a state is giving more revenue, if the same state, some other districts are not getting that much revenue, what do you want to do? You will make Bangalore as a separate state? Then where will you go? That's the idea. India is a whole country. We have to support each other. Sometimes we may not be last.
If that's the case, we'd have to make a country for the rich and country for the poor.
That is what Mr. Rahul Gandhi is blaming for. Blaming about then. There was a say from Mr. Anna, was ex-chief minister of Tamil Nadu, vadakku vaalgirathu terkku theigirathu. So the north is growing, south is discriminated. That is what the idea. If we are getting more revenue, if we are paying more taxes, what does it mean? We are rich, we are taller, we are stronger. North is poor. But what you are telling all the 70 years? They are getting everything, they are rich, they are getting all the schemes and all. Now what you are saying, you are giving our own money to them. Then how you got all this money?
So in spite of this, they are short on money. So somewhere allocation is
no, you should aware how we are able to generate tax. Only when revenue increases, you pay more tax. How the revenue means not about Karunanidhi, not about Stalin, not about DK Sivakumar, not about Siddaramaiah. Revenue of the state. How the revenue of state increases? Only when there is lot of businesses, there is lot of services, there is lot of production and all. No. How it will happen? Only when the government is supporting you, you are able to all see all the public sector major units like Kudankulam, like NLC are completely held, completely done in Avadi industry. Everything was in South India only. Actually, North India was not given anything. LIC headquarters, it's here. Whatever, most of the banks from south. So everything was focused only on south. Actually telling the North India was deprived and discriminated. Only now they were focused and they are balancing it. And Northeast also. If you are talking about North India, what will be the case of Northeast? They don't have any revenue. Then you want to cut the Northeast and make it a separate country. This is not a logic one, and this is not a fair enough, and this is anti-national. But such a word coming from a congressman, that's a very, very great disaster. That is why they are losing the ground.
Okay, thank you so much for your time, sir. Thanks for watching Chanakya English. Stay tuned for more such discussions.